Amanda Dlamini has been involved in many projects after her retirement from professional football. The former Banyana Banyana captain joins us via Zoom to chat to us a bit about her latest venture. Amanda, good morning to you. Thank you so much for making the time. Now, the Sport and Wellness YouthX live event that was hosted on Thursday, for the benefit of our viewers, what exactly is the initiative about and how does it assist our youth?
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. Good morning to all the listeners. I think it was just really great start to, I guess, Women's Month by initiating, the YouthX Live. A great honor for me to be approached by Nedbank to try and get me to share a story by motivating, our youth through sports. I think one always gets a lot of DMs, messages, emails as well to say, Amanda, please guide us how it is that we can go about accessing some sort of careers in the sporting space, apart from just playing football. So the involvement, of sport, you can be a psychologist, you can be a masseuse. And I thought this platform that we're afforded by Nedbank as change makers to really try and come and inspire the youth.
Earlier we spoke to Kagiso Rabada from the Proteas, and he's just formulated his sport management agency. So talk to us about the importance of building your brand and investigating other career paths to ensure that you still have life after play.
Yeah, kudos actually to KG, because I think sometimes as athletes also we need to take the initiative, and be those change makers because of our experiences, especially in women's football, where we know that agents are hardly in that field or that sphere because there's just no money, there's no income to make where women's football is concerned. So that's why I think we need to honestly start looking at commercializing, the women's game and really trying to get a lot of endorsements, sponsorships as well to get women's sports out there on television so that even the young girls can get a reference. So what KG is doing is actually really good because the management also, once you start making the big time inverted commas, and that is you cracking a career in sport, you have to have a good supportive structure around you. And that includes your management, an agent, a lawyer as well for those contractual and legal agreements, of which sometimes as women footballers, we have to navigate those spaces alone. And therefore, sometimes you're shortchanged. Where maybe your remuneration is concerned or maybe just your income. So it's important, I think, for us to try and encourage the girls as well to develop a strong supportive structure around them.
Talk to us a bit about the transition. As a former player yourself, I think you're the best person to answer this because there are many athletes who might have the interest in starting, or at least investigating a new career path, but they don't know the how. They don't know where to start and what to do.
The transition phase was very difficult for me, very lonely, to be honest, because at the moment I didn't really have anyone to navigate what life after football retirement should look like. So my advice was always just for people to maximize on the opportunities they get while they're still active, because that's where you can actually draw so much more attention and support while you're still active. And of course, you building a brand really depends on how it is that you behave on and off the field is very important. Also, the networks that you create, the platforms that you get, what are you doing in those spaces? So I think for me, it was very important also to carry myself for Amanda. Who is Amanda after Banyana Banyana? Who is Amanda after football? If there's no football, can Amanda still exist? So I think those are some of the questions that I honestly had to ask myself and position myself in an area where I feel I can have a bit more longevity. And it's quite important to suss out also those collaborations and sponsorship endorsements. Are they in line with what you do, your values and morals? Because in all honesty, it's not really chasing about that endorsement and check, but it has to be about the work that you do.
I like that, Amanda. When you speak to values, your morals, is that what you are about? Who is Amanda after football? Because these are definitely the questions that our athletes should be asking themselves, because unfortunately you can't play forever. Very quickly before you go, there are still challenges being faced by women, not only in football, in various sporting codes and other businesses as well, that our male counterparts don't face. And it's 2021, so I must say it's such a tiring conversation to have, but it's one that we still need to have until things get better. What do we need to do to start changing things, Amanda?
Well, I think obviously a bit of introspection also as athletes, as women in the game, just in terms of reinventing yourself, like I said, repositioning yourself. How much of information do former athletes or former players have, that access to the kind of platforms that are available out there? And you're right in saying that we constantly need to have these conversations because it's absolutely necessary. And, the disrespect, being undermined as well during Women's Month, when people are sort of interviewing you and saying, this women's thing of yours, do you think it's still going to work or so forth? Those are some of, I think, the stereotypes, perspectives, and talks and negative talks that we still need to change by driving the narrative to say, we're not in competition with anyone. We just want our rightful space where we can be empowered, not because people are ticking a box, but because they see the benefits of really empowering women who have something to contribute and generate towards the success of women's sport.